ඕකේ ගයිස් අපි අපව සෙට්ටුනා හෙනම් හොගවර්ස් ලෙගසි එකත් එක්ක ඔයාල දන්නා මේ වෙනකොට අපිට ඇටැක් කරන්නාව රූකුඩ් කියන එක් කෙන චාල්ස් රැකම් සොරි චාල්ස් රූකුඩ්ගේ නෑදෑ එක් වෙනවා කියලා ඉතින් ඒ වගේම රැන්රොක් ගොබ්ලින් රැන්රොක්ට පව සම්බුණේ කොහොමද කියලා යාගක ඔය රූකුඩ් කාසල් එක යට තියෙන ස්ටෝ මැජික් කියන එකකින් හම්බුනා කියලා ඒ වගේම අපිට දැකගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා ඉසිඩෝර හොග්වර්ඩ්ස්ල ප්‍රොෆෙස කෙනෙක් වෙලා ආවට පස්සේ අනික් ප්‍රොෆෙසර්ස්ලට ඩින එකට වගේ එයාගේ ගෙදරට ආරාධනා කරලා එයාගේ තාත්තක තියෙන වේදනාව එයාගේ ඇගෙන් ඉවත් කරලා පෙන්න්නනවා නමුත් එතනදිත් පර්සිවල් රැකම් කලින් වගේම ඒ වගේ දේවල් කරන්න නෙවෙයි ඒන්ෂන්ට් මැජික් තියෙන්නේ කියන එක අපි චාල්ස් රූකූඩ්ගේ මෙමරී එක චෙක් කරනකොට අපිට දැකගන්න පුළුවන්ගෙන දැන් අපි ට්‍රයිල් එක කම්පලිට් කරා කාගෙද චාල්ස් රූකූඩ්ගේ අපි දැන් ඒක කම්පලිට් කරලා කොහටද මැප්රූම් එකට ඇවිල්ල ඉන්නේ අපි බල මෙතන හටමකො වෙන්න කිය ස්පික් පර්සිවල්ට කතා කරන්න
It is good to see you again.
Professor Rookwood told me about what happened at Rookwood Castle.
In light of the dire circumstances in which we find ourselves, it is most fortunate that someone so competent is following this path.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep the second artifact safe as you've advised.
Good. Are you ready to move on?
Artifact එකකුත් හම්බුණා.
What was the glowing strand that Isadora pulled from her father's chest?
It was pain. You will understand more about her actions as you complete the trials.
I'm ready for whatever comes next.
In that case, introductions are in order.
Allow me to introduce former Hogwarts headmistress, Neve Fitzgerald.
Neve Fitzgerald. අපිට ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ එයාගේ ට්‍රයල් එක වෙන්න ඕන.
How do you do? I must say that I was not entirely surprised to learn that a student had been completing the trials. I've always believed Hogwarts students capable of anything they set their minds to.
Thank you, Professor. It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I am certain that you are more than capable of completing my trial. However, I must first, how shall I say, prepare the location of your next trial.
We trust your judgment, Professor Fitzgerald. You should know better than anyone how to manage the inconvenience of, well...
A vainglorious and exasperating headmaster? Indeed I should. I shall confirm that everything is in order immediately.
Of course. Professor Fitzgerald needs some time to clear the way forward. Until then, you should continue to hone your magic. If you learn more about Ranrock and Victor Rookwood's activities in the meantime, please let us know.
Very well, Professor.
Okay. අපි දැන් ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රොෆෙසර් ෆික්ස් එක කතා කරමු.
I know. Continue to hone my magic.
You do learn quickly. Hopefully you will soon hear from Lodgok as well, and we shall learn how he fared with the helmet you retrieved. Well done today, as always. We shall speak again soon.
Okay. එතනින් ඒ කිව්වා. ඕ වින්ටර් එක. සීසන් එකක් ඉවර වුණා. සම එකේ වගේ නෑ සම නෙවෙයි ඕටම් වගේ හිටියේ නේ.
Revelio.
Charles Rookwood trial. අලුත් quest එනවානේ. Okay, බලමු quests මොනවද තියෙන්නේ කියලා අලුත් ඒවා. Main quests විතර the man behind the moon goes off. Good නෑනේ අලුත් ඒවා unlock කරලා.
Natty told me about your run-in with the poachers. I have some news about them as well. Can you meet me soon? I fear that some of what I uncovered has to do with you.
ඔන්න පළවෙනි එක.
When you have a moment, please stop by the Room of Requirement. Deke mentioned you might be interested in learning how to breed beasts.
අම්මට. පැටව හදන්නත්.
I have been asked to teach you the exploding charm, Bombarda. Once you have completed the tasks I've set forth, speak to me after class.
Okay. තව දෙනවා. තව quest එකක්.
What are you up to now?
අර මම මේවා token එක
This
දාලා.
Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely.
කීයක් තියෙනවද දැන්? Okay. අපිට quest ගොඩක් set වුණා. ඉවර. Fire and Vice. Poppy is waiting in the area for now. Okay. Poppy ව හම්බෙන්න යා. බලන්න. අම්මා මැප් එකේ කියලා වැඩේ. Jesus Christ. Check those storm. Okay. Oh, map එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් වෙනස් වෙලා නේ.
Revelio.
Okay. Oh, සඳහිරු තාරකා බලන තැනක් තිබ්බනේ. රෑ වෙනකන් ඉන්න ඕනේ. රෑ කරලා ගමු.
Here's one of those tables.
Spellbook. Meet me in the Undercroft. I found something.
සෙබස්තියන්ගේ side quest එකක් තාම. Okay. අම්මට. කොයි විදිහටද යාළු තියෙන්නේ? Draco Malfoy. Level එක අපුණා එකට.
Revelio.
සත්තු අල්ලන වැඩේ දැන් කරනවා. Oopsies. Shit.
It's been ages since I've
Now, I'm only trying to help.
Wallan rehna amaruයි. Okay. දුවගෙන. ඌපාවට තියෙන තැනකටම ආවා.
Revelio.
වැඩේ කියලා වුණා.
dragon fight was the best decision I've made yet.
Okay. මෙතන හිටියනේ. ඔය ඉන්නේ හිපොක්‍රිෆ්ස්ලා.
Revelio.
ඔයාලා ගේම නැතුව අල්ලගත්තා. දැන් යන සයිඩ් මිෂන් එක. මේන් මිෂන් එක.
Irondale's not half as tough as it sounds.
A castle.
මඩුන එච්චර උඩද? Wait.
Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
This way. This way.
Okay.
Revelio.
කොයිද යන් කියන්නේ මෙයා? පෝචර්ස්ලා සෙට් එකක් ඉන්නවා කිව්වා. කුරුල්ලන්ට හානි කරන.
A centaur.
මට
Tread
සෙන්ටෝ කෙනේ.
carefully.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
එයාලත් පෝචර්ස්ලත් එක්ක විරුද්ධයි.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the Centaurs are suspicious.
Revelio.
That's the third time I've seen a Dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water.
පෝචස්ලනේ පෝචස්ල කෑම්ප් එකක්.
This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Revelio.
Shield එකයි.
Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Pelts. Poor beasts. This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I don't have a good feeling about this.
Ooh.
Revelio.
How do goblin and poacher interests align?
Look, down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
Cool down. Hukum pasaran.
They were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here?
Only one way to find out.
Mangasai
What in Merlin's name?
Ammada makara kolle.
Are those dragons?
කැම්මට ඉස්වැදේ.
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The Centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted.
Don't know what Victor was thinking, striking a bargain. Revelio.
Oof, oof.
Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking? Will they join us?
They say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want. I say, if every last wizard is run through with a blade, then violence is going to get me precisely what I want.
Sickens me to work alongside it.
Someone's going to regret trespassing. What's this?
What I wouldn't give to be attacked.
ගහන වැහුන්නක් බඩේ එළියට වෙලා
Revelio.
ලොකු පෙට්ටකමක් තිබුණා. හොඳ කන්නාඩි කුට්ටමක් හම්බුණා.
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you. Revelio.
Speak to Poppy.
What's going on down there?
මකරු ඒම් කරනවා නේ.
They must have
Healer
captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her teamed up like that.
Let's even her up, shall we? Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Revelio. Aloha Mora. All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The elements of surprise
Revelio.
will buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
Okay.
Careful! Ramrock will want his dragon intact!
වැඩේ මාට්ටුනානේ.
You're the one we're looking for, ain't you, for a friend?
එකක් දාමු. venomous tentacular.
Back in the never have cut it. Expelliarmus. Never mind vegetables. Never did hear much of vegetables. Hate these things.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Compulso. Revelio. Expelliarmus. Accio.
Okay.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
Incendio.
මකරට යන්න පාර හදලා දෙන්න.
This way.
ඉවරයි වගේනේ.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
The Defender of Dragons trophy කොතම අමරට ගින්දර පත්තු කරාදී.
Revelio.
තව සයිඩ් ක්වෙස්ට් ගොඩක් අන්ලොක් වෙනවා හිතන්න ක්වෙස්ට්. Fall of the Dead. බඩලු තැඳුම් ටිකක් හම්බුණා චෙක් කරලා බලමු. ඕ පර්පල් එවඩියක් තියෙනවා. ඇතිනේ ඊළඟ quest එක මම quest එක තාම දෙන්නේ නැද්ද?
It's time you learned the transformation spell. After you've completed the required tasks, which I'm certain will prove useful in finishing your field guide, attend my class to learn the new spell. Afterwards, we will discuss your... the term.
Revelio. Revelio. Levioso. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Levioso. Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Levioso!
Okay. බලමු ඩීක්ට ගිහින් කතා කරලා.
Deek would like to speak with you when you have a moment.
Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me?
Indeed. Deek thought you might want to learn how to build a breeding pen so that you can breed beasts.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Rescuing and breeding beasts go hand in hand. Young beasts are particularly vulnerable to poachers. Breeding beasts here in the room will allow us to keep the younger ones safe.
I see. What do I need to do?
First, bring a pair of beasts to the room. One male, one female. Deek suggests rescuing thestrals, as they're at great risk from poachers. Noble creatures, but their relationship with death gives them a bad reputation. They're prized by poachers for their tail hairs.
I've seen thestrals before, but where would I find a pair of them nearby?
Deek has seen some wild thestrals not too far from the Hogwarts grounds. Then you'll need to purchase a spellcraft for the pen from Tomes and Scrolls and gather the materials it requires. Once you've rescued the thestrals and you have the spellcraft, you come and find Deek.
Oh. Okay. අපේ ප්‍රොෆෙසර් වීස්ලිගේ මේක කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට තමයි අපිට මේ ගිහින් බලමු. අපිට මේන් ක්වෙස්ට් එක ප්‍රෝග්‍රස් කරන්න මේ සයිඩ් ක්වෙස්ට් එක ගන්න. Okay, this is the way.
Revelio. So this is the underground harbour. The Grey Lady. I'd say hello, but she doesn't seem particularly social. Revelio.
Oh, me too. තියෙනව කොහොමද අරින්න කියන එක මම තාම ප්ලෑන් කරන්නේ.
Revelio.
අම්මේ. Feeling
Revelio.
Ansi මේ පොළොව අතරක් අදලා කෝපි එකක් බොමුද?
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration.
Professor Weasley asked me to get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humour me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz, just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
Okay.
A quiz sounds like fun.
Splendid! Just a few questions and then I'll hand over this book.
Let us
begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
Before invention of which magical creature? Huh?
The golden snidget.
Correct!
Huh?
The snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
Felix Felicis.
Well done. Since it makes the drink temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organised competitions. The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
The Founder's Relics.
No, the answer was the Deathly Hallows. According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
The Bludger.
I'm sorry, but the correct answer was the Quaffle. When a chaser throws the Quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species.
True.
Actually, the answer was false. While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
I'm sorry. I don't have time for a quiz at the moment.
Let me know if you change your mind.
පස්සේ වෙලාවක නගා.
I put the book back on the pedestal for you.
Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration. Revelio!
සුදු. Okay, Transfiguration.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Revelio!
Hansi?
My mother would like to speak with me. I believe she has learned about some of what we've been up to. I'm hoping she may be easier on me if you are there.
Settle down. Settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Transfiguration. Okay.
Beautifully done.
Can we meet at the Three Broomsticks? It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making good use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. Deke tells me you captured a unicorn and brought it back to the Room of Requirement. Protecting so rare a beast is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Was your visit to the kitchens and the Hogsmeade graveyard with Nick to bribe a ghost for information connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Not at all. I'm fascinated by ghosts and food, and I was interested in learning more about the castle and the surrounding area.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
හරි. Transfiguration use කරලා බලමු. Okay.
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about the triptych. Meet me at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest.
මේක මුලින්ම කරලා එමනේ. කතා කරන්න තියෙන opportunity එකක් කියන්නේ.
But I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there, and bring someone who speaks gobbledygook.
I remember our meet mentioning something about gobbledygook.
You'll never believe what I've learned.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned.
You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl. And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
Oopsies. Side quest දෙකක් ආවා. ඔමිනස් කැමති නෑ සෙබස්තියන් එයාගේ සිස්ටර්ට කියෝ එකක් හොයාගෙන ස්ලිදරින් මේ සලසා ස්ලිදරින්ගේ පොතේ තියෙන දේවල් හොය හොය යනවට කොල්ල බයයි මොන හරි වෙයි කියලා.
Anne is getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
මෙතනට නේද එන්න කිව්වේ? තව කතා කරන්න එක. දෙන්න එනකොටම Jesus. මිෂන් එකට කලින් කතා කරන්න තියෙන ඔක්කොම කතා කරලා ඉවරයක් කරා.
It's like a place right out of a storybook. Looks rather dark in there.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still on them. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it. But I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we finished.
Perfect. By the way,
ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙකුට රෙලික්යක් ගැන පොඩි තොරතුරක් තියෙනවලු. ඒ රෙලික් එකට පුළුවන්ලු ඩාර්ක් මැජික් ඉෆෙක්ට්ස් රිවර්ස් කරන්න පවා පුළුවන්. ඩාර්ක් මැජික් වල මේ ඉෆෙක්ට්ස් රිවර්ස් කරන්න. ඉතින් ඈන්ටත් තියෙන ඩාර්ක් මැජික් ඉෆෙක්ට් එකක් නේ ඒක රිවර්ස් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා. මේ කැටකම්ස් වල තියෙනවා කියලා තමයි කවුද මේ කොල්ලා සෙබස්තියන් හොයාගෙන තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් කැටකම්ස් වලට ගිහිල්ලා බලමුද කියලා බුවා අහනවා. තව තියෙනවා. යන්නේ මෙතනත් ඇත්තේ.
I'll be interested to
Revelio.
compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb. I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Revelio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Accio. Expelliarmus. Revelio. At least now we know we're not alone there.
Perhaps that was it.
Accio.
The rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Accio. Revelio.
I'm not there. Okay. Levioso.
Wingardium Leviosa.
This room is taller than it looks.
Revelio.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Come on.
Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Potato. Stupid one.
We've read the mark of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Accio. Revelio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Accio. Revelio.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there. Now this is the sort of grave room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside the sarcophagus. Seems odd. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Accio. Revelio. Accio. We're in the tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Accio.
Okay.
Revelio. Accio. There's something here by the altar.
Imperious.
What did you find?
Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
What about this going on?
Accio. Revelio. Depulso. Revelio. Depulso.
Okay.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Revelio. I need to... Accio. Confringo. Revelio. Accio. Lumos. Expelliarmus. Lumos. Accio. Revelio. Lumos. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Lumos.
එන්න කලින් අතර බලලා එන්න වේවා.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even
Revelio.
Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. In this case, no bone. Accio.
Oh, yeah.
You've done it. I knew we'd get through.
Revelio. Nice.
Before we trudge on further,
Confringo.
The student's diary mentions the Imperius Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn the Imperius Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, Your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
Mind control, Imperio.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard. Confringo!
Confringo! Expelliarmus! Imperio! Expelliarmus! Confringo!
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Appaගේ slots full.
Revelio.
Where done the item?
Confringo. Revelio.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Inventory, sorry. No gear.
Revelio.
Then we would do it another.
Another barricade. Considering how well you
Revelio.
did on the last one.
Accio. How gracious of you.
I try.
Accio. Revelio. Accio.
This looks different than what we faced before. Now we're also dealing with rune symbols.
Oh.
That worked. Keep going.
Revelio.
ඕකේ මං හිතන්නේ බොයිස් අපි මේ එපිසෝඩ් එක මෙතනින් නවත්තමු. අපි මැද්දේ නවත්තන්නේ. අපිට මේ ස්ටෝරි ගොඩාක් ප්‍රෝග්‍රස් කරන්න හම්බුනේ නැහැ. අපිට මේ ස්ටෝරි එක කරන්න හම්බුනේ මකරෙක් බේරගන්න එක විතරයි. පොපි එක ගිහිලා ඒ මකරගේ ස්ටෝරි එක තව දිගට ඉස්සරහට ඇදෙයි. ඒ ඇරෙන්න අපි මේ වෙනකොට සෙබැස්තියන් එයාගේ සිස්ටර්ගේ ඉෂු ලෙඩේ හොඳ කරන්න try කරන අවස්ථාවක තමයි